Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Santiago. I'm an alumni of FRC Team Photo 118 Rome Riptide based out of Gainesville, Florida, and now I'm a mechanical engineering freshman in college. Today we'll be going over how to install MKCAD on Onshape to be able to use all the parts for first robotics competition and build your robot. So here I am on Onshape. You can log in like you usually do. And now we're going to go up to the top right corner where it says App Store. And we're going to go ahead and click App Store. It looks like a waffle with the three squares and the plus mark. And once we click that, you're going to see the all the different options for what you can download, like all the apps. And we're going to go ahead and type MKCAD, MKCAD, and you'll see the first option that pops up is MKCAD Library. And it's completely free, so you don't have to pay for anything. And then I already had a subscription, so I'm just going to cancel it so I can show you how to download it. So as you see, it says free and then it says subscribe. You're going to go ahead and click subscribe. And then it says free monthly usage. It's completely free, so you can just go ahead and get for free. And it will show you like instructions on how to use MKCAD, but I'll show you that in a sec. And then you can just walk through this real quick and then exit out of that. And then go back to your Onshape main menu and go to any document you like. I just went to a test document so I can show you how to use it. And then once we pop in, I'm going to use like an assembly, just an example. And then once we go to the assembly, you'll see here that we have on the right hand side of our screen all the different icons that we can use for different options. We're going to go ahead and find the icon that has the MK logo on it. And that's going to be where we insert our parts. Now, MKCAD, if you don't know already, is where you have all the FRC parts, all the first robotics competition parts that you can use to build your robot or to build ideas or prototypes or brainstorms, like all the electronics, all the motors, all the wheels, all in one place, so you don't have to design it yourself when it's already there for you to use. So you can see I signed in with my personal account for MKCAD. You can sign in to whatever account you prefer. And there you'll have all the different options for bearings, for mechanisms, for extrusions, for hubs, you name it. So for example, if I wanted to upload a sword drive specialty MK4i, it has all the options, all the customizations I can make for the sword drive for me to upload. So for example, what motors I want to use, let's just say Neos, I want to use Neos, what wheels I want to use, etc. And then right here, I'm just choosing some options just to show you real quick. Look as an example. There you go. So like all the different extrusion types. And then once I click insert, it'll take a sec because it takes a sec to load. You'll see it inserted right there completely. So now I have my sword module ready to use for anything that I'd like for my robot. And then just an example. So when you insert something, it will not be grouped together, which means the parts will fall apart basically, like I showed you just now. Especially for like a sword drive, it has a lot of parts included in it. So what you can do is actually you can just grab the part and group it, or the group tool, and that makes it so you can move it all at once without having all the different parts. You can move it all together, like I'm showing on the screen right now, and it makes it easier when you're uploading different parts together and attaching them together when they're just one part and they don't move in different pieces. When you're doing your mates and things like that. So I'm just going to press undo real quick just to go back to what I was showing you. And now you have all the different like all the different stuff like I was showing you. So let's just say I wanted to upload an extrusion, right, for my chassis, for my drivetrain. I can just pick whatever extrusion I like. Let's just say I wanted to pick this one, so I'll pick how long it will be, its width, its length. Let's just say I wanted it to be 25 inches, and then that way you don't have to custom make your extrusions. I know for my team, we sometimes did that starting off when we didn't know about MKCAD. But instead, here we go. We have 25-inch extrusion that I can use very quickly without having to custom design it. And I can attach it to whatever I'd like. There you go. So it's all there. And then, yeah, so the next thing I wanted to show you was that you can, instead of searching, so you can search for stuff, right? You can search for whatever you'd like. For MaxTube, for example, you can search it. You can actually favorite items, which means they're easy to find. Instead of you have your favorites list where items that you use a lot, like for example, MaxTube or the RoboRio or different things like that, electronics, you can favorite them. So that way, when you go into MKCAD every time, you can be like, hey, I want to use something that I use a lot. I can just go to the favorites menu and pick it from there instead of having to search it down the long list. It just makes things easier, makes things more efficient, and decreases the time you take to find the part that you need when it's already in the favorites menu. So, for example, like the bearing I just uploaded, it was in the favorites menu, so it was easy to pick, easy to choose. So, just a reminder, you get it from the App Store on Onshape, and that was it. Thank you so much for watching.